Hi, this is John with Performance Plus Tennis, and today we have a great guest here. This is Tanya Robinson. She is a bit of a celebrity around the online tennis coaching world because she is one of the greatest supporters of online tennis coaching and has worked with coaches such as Jeff Salzenstein, Peter Freeman, Ramon Osa, Tomas with field tennis, among others. So I'm grateful that she's here today to do a lesson, and we're going to be working on some skills on her serve that are pretty common amongst a lot of players that they struggle with, and we're going to see if we can make a bit of a transformation today. So the first thing we're going to work on is Tanya's feet and her balance, because Tanya has a tendency to set up and move to the back foot to toss the ball, but then she stays entirely on the back foot with her heel down, and then she moves her left foot, so most of her weight's on her back foot when she pushes off to go into her serve. So we can improve that by getting her into a more neutral balance. I think you'll find that that's going to help you quite a bit. So let's work on that first. So here's a ball, and what I want you to do is once you've done your routine, your setup, do your routine, ball, back heels in the air when you're bouncing the ball, reset, and then we're going to come to the back heel, and then from there we're going to place the ball up, and once the ball exits the hand, we're going to let that back heel rise again. So that our trophy position is going to be characterized by a back heel that is up and a left foot that could be flat or it could be up slightly. Okay? Let's see you do that.
All right.
Good. Watch that ball by your feet, Tanya. And let's do this time. Let's do the movement but not play the ball.
Okay.
So what I'd like you to do is do the movement again and place the ball and hold.
Okay.
Okay? Hold. Good. Now let's not move a thing there. Let's go right to that spot again.
Okay.
Okay?
Here I am.
Good. So I think the feet look pretty good. Make sure that your knees are flexing out over your toes a little bit more so that they're not going this way quite so much, but a little bit more over the toes so you've got a nice alignment with your knees and you can use the big muscles in a balanced way. Okay? Good.
More like that.
Good. That looks good. Okay?
Right.
Go ahead and do one more. Go to the trophy position again. Hold. Good. All right.
Better.
So that looks good.
Balanced, but I'm not going to live there, but I have to.
Right. You just need to get into that spot. So the key is you're not going to spend a lot of time there, but you want to find a place where you've got a good neutral balance and you're centered so you can use that balance to spring up into the ball. Okay?
You need to get a little bit more balance.
Okay.
Okay.
So next up is your ball placement, and we talked a little bit earlier, and Tanya has experimented with the palm side and the palm up, and she has discovered through other sports she's played and activities that the palm up would be the preferred way. So let's do a palm up this time, and so when you get to your trophy position, your palm should be facing the ball. Okay? Good.
A little bit more.
Good.
Is that here?
Good.
Yeah.
So do one more, and then I'm going to come over and show you something.
Okay.
Hold. Don't move a thing. Now what is very common among tennis players is that the head likes to come backwards. Oh, there she goes. The head likes to come backwards. What we want to do is we want to put the head inside and get it out of the way.
Okay.
So your head is going to be moving out of the way to the left and back rather than in.
Okay.
Because see, this is going to throw
It's
you
making me
off.
turn my shoulder too, isn't it?
And it's probably making your weight sit on the back foot more than we'd like.
Okay.
So let's see you do another one.
With ball, without ball.
Way better, huh?
Yeah.
Is that way better?
Yeah.
So
I feel like I'm also more in a position to go up and get the ball too.
yeah, so one of the common things that happens amongst rec players is they tend to toss the ball and keep their head back to look at it this way. And in reality, we want to get that head to the side and be looking this way. Get the head out of the way. That's a key piece to having the correct balance. Because we know that this is the most dense and weightiest part of the body.
Especially
Well, so if this is in the wrong position, something is going to have to compensate for that. So we want to get that in the right position. Good.
I
Very good.
wasn't even half trying.
Right, but the balance looks much better.
Yeah. I
So,
don't feel like I'm falling off my feet.
so compared to what you were doing with your feet when I saw you last time, significantly better. Okay, you're going to have better stability, better balance. I think you're less prone to even have your knees out of alignment. Everything looks better. Okay. So once we've done the footwork, now we're going to move on to the left hand. I think we've already done that a little bit where the palm for you is going to stay open to the ball. I think that's your preferred way, and I like that. Just make sure you're using the left hand as your guide to determine whether the ball is indeed playable or not. Okay?
And just because it's a very sensible statement, but when you say playable, you mean like within an acceptable range. It's not necessarily going to be right over my hand, but that's what I'm trying for, or like, because I'm so loopy, I don't even know what you mean when you say playable. Like, obviously over here is not playable, and over there is not playable, but anything over here I'm likely to take a swing at.
Well, that is a great question. So imagine you have your finest dinner plate on your hand. Your palm is open, you have a dinner plate there, the ball better come into that dinner plate, right? Or it could be it could be the face of your racket, the size of
like
that.
Kind of a 10-inch,
10 to 12 inch range.
12-inch range.
So you're not modifying your swing to chase the ball, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So it can't be perfect every time,
Right.
but it's got to be in that range to be playable.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's think about that.
Go ahead and play another one. Pretty good. Overall, pretty good.
Still
Okay.
feel like I'm flipping a little.
We'll get there.
Okay.
So we'll move
But I
on.
feel much more like I'm going up into the ball and not just landing wherever I land.
Right. And this is a key thing for all of the adult tennis players out there. The key thing is to play your tennis and certainly serve with your body in its natural alignment. If you're getting out of alignment and you're doing hundreds and hundreds of repetitions, you're just a ticking time bomb to get an injury. So playing in alignment and playing in your natural positions is going to keep you from getting injured, and it's going to maximize your performance and your consistency. So it's critical that you do that. So that looks a lot better.
Yeah,
okay?
feels better.
Now, the other issue that Tanya has is that she brings the racket back and it tends to open up early to the ball. Okay, and that is probably the most common problem that most tennis players face when they're serving, is that we get into position, and as the racket's about to approach the ball, we square the strings up on the ball very early in the upward swing to the ball. And the problem with that is that it weakens the swing. The good thing about it is that it puts the strings on the ball early, and we trust that movement. We actually trust that movement, and intuitively we think that's the right way to go. But it really limits the acceleration on the racket, and of course it doesn't allow you to get spin on the ball either.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge though. So what you're trying to do is keep the continental grip and feel as though you're going to hit the ball with the edge of your racket, and at the last instant just rotate the strings to the ball to square up on it. And you just really got to trust that movement, even if you miss your serve. Okay? So hold that edge and see what happens. Okay, so what I want you to do when you're serving this next series is I want you to feel as though you keep your palm to the ground as long as possible. Even when you're into your swing here, feel like your palm's to the ground. To really exaggerate, palm down, swing. And let's see what you produce. Good.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
here you go.
Oh, practice. Perfect. Okay. A little bit. Still felt like I flipped a little.
That's a pretty good range of motion. And realize that
Because I feel like when I don't do it, I feel like I'm coming around the ball
right.
instead of to the ball.
And realize that, everyone is different, and the extent that you can actually, hold the racket on edge and pronate has to do with the range of motion in our shoulders.
Okay.
I had way more range of motion 30 years ago than I do now, so I don't get nearly as much action, and I think that my strings actually turn to the ball a little earlier than they used to.
Okay.
So it's a little different. So to some extent, you can keep pushing for it as much as you can, but it may not be as professional as you'd like it to be.
Okay.
But hold it on edge as long as you possibly can. Even if you feel like you're going to hit the ball with the edge on this one, you won't. You'll instinctively turn it. So let's see what happens as you hold it.
Try to hit it on the edge.
Yeah, try to hit it on the edge and see what happens.
Okay.
You succeeded. Here you go.
I just do what you tell me to do.
Okay. So I would say overall the first half of the serve is looking really pretty good.
Okay.
What I want to work on now is, and again, this is partly a personal thing in terms of what range of motion we have, but your swing is characterized by a very forward action with very little pronation in, so there's very little pronation past.
Okay.
So what I want you to feel like you do is that when you go to your trophy position for me, good. When you're coming in to play the ball, I'm going to take it with you. We're going to come in, you're going to come on edge, and it's going to turn here, and then it's going to turn past.
Okay.
And I can tell there's too much tension in this arm.
Yeah.
Relax it, turn it past. Now hold it, now bend your elbow and let it come down slowly. So what I want you to try to do, and the reason why when you swing hard, some of your balls go long, is because when you accelerate really hard on into the ball, the racket head tends to trail the hand because the hand is accelerating and the racket's trailing.
Okay.
What we want to do is we want an upward acceleration, and then we want the racket to go past the hand and then come down, okay? So the feeling I want you to have is that the arm is only going to come down when the tip of the racket is facing the court. And you'll see that over and over again from Boris Becker, Pete Sampras, Milos Raonic, most of the players today, Federer, Taylor Fritz, all these players, you'll see they'll look like this, and then the arm will come down. Now, some of that has to do with range of motion in the shoulder, but I want you to try to introduce more of that action in your motion rather than just throwing the arm forward as hard as you can, okay? That's also going to help Tanya keep her shoulder in alignment, because if you keep throwing it forward, it's moving and you're stretching it out of the ball and socket, and eventually that's going to aggravate your shoulder. So you want this whole action to happen with your shoulder, with the ball of your shoulder floating inside the socket naturally, so you don't strain it, okay?
Here and just
turn it over. So this is going to be learned in slow motion. So if I just did this slow motion move here, slow motion. And if I place the ball up, it's slow motion.
So it's a little bit out in front. I guess my brain was seeing the upward motion ending up like closer to my body rather than here.
Yeah,
into the court.
And in fact, when you watch professional servers, you rarely see them out there.
Right.
You actually see them, the range of the shoulder goes to there, and it's over, and it just comes back to you. And this is something I do with students oftentimes. I say, imagine I'm your best friend. I am right now.
You sure are.
Okay, because you should be able to serve the ball with me standing right here and not kill me.
I'll kill you dead. Bye-bye, John.
Because your serve motion should go, right up over me and then come to the side like that. So imagine that.
Yeah, I'm gonna imagine it. Please don't
I'm stepping away.
I don't want to have to explain what I did to your wife. Right up over.
Just nice and slow.
A little bit better.
Now the ball traveled probably as fast as the other ones, but you had the appearance of a slower swing, right?
Yeah, it was slower.
So I want you to feel like you slow down and let that racket accelerate through the contact, but the arm itself is not moving fast as you come onto the ball.
It's almost like it's stopped.
To allow the rotation of the shoulder to take it. And it actually produces more ball speed or more spin with less effort and less stress on your shoulder as well. Does that make sense?
Okay. My shoulders are old and weak.
So I think the feeling you want to have is that you almost accelerate and then hold and let it go like that. See what it feels like.
Accelerate up to the ball.
And then we're going to add one more element after you do this one.
Woo, yeah, baby. We're moving right along.
Much better. Okay.
Yeah, it feels much easier too.
Good.
Kind of like this felt easier and just getting into that position. Because it makes sense now. If I'm putting my energy up here, that's going to happen and not that.
Yeah, when you get to here, the ball's gone anyway. You can't help it. So if you're out there trying to help it, it's not going to produce much anyway, okay? Okay, so the final thing I want to do that's going to actually make this even better is I want you to hold the power in your, of the swing in your shoulder. So in other words, it's a little bit counterintuitive because we're talking a little bit counterintuitive, but the idea is everyone says follow through, follow through, follow through, but I don't want you to follow through. I want you to feel like you accelerate onto the ball and then control the finish to here. And look how slowly it got there. I play it, Gone, hold. So your intention is not to go past here and to control the power with the shoulder. Okay, try it one more time. That's it, one more time, do a complete movement. Yeah, it's gone. By the time you get right here, it's gone, just bring it down, it's over. And what it does is it trains you to accelerate your swing in the right place. So it's accelerating into the ball, not after a contact, trying to help the ball. So give that a try.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Okay.
Awesome.
Get your ball toss up a little higher.
I may not have done what you told me to do, but it felt amazing.
Okay. Use your ball toss up a little more.
Focus on it more. Focus more. Focus more on it. Smoothing that out.
Good. And the reality is that the learning speed is pretty slow. It's slow. So if I were learning this, I don't care if the ball even goes over the net. I just want to create that action. You know, I'm just trying to get this in slow motion. The racket's traveling much faster than my arm is.
Slow down.
Through the technical rotation, what we call pronation or long axis rotation from the shoulder.
Here, I'm giving it all up, and then I'm just letting it be.
Do that one more time.
Here, here.
Keep your hand, keep control of it though. Bring it down to the side and to you. Do one more. Good. So it's really, from the back view, the swing pattern is really going to look more left to right than it's going to look like it travels through a channel like this. See that? So it's not going to be a straight swing. It's going to be a left to right swing pattern. Better. Good. Good. Good.
Here, and I'm letting it through.
And if you were to hit a spin serve, be it spin, the slice, or top spin, that swing pattern will probably be a little bit more left to right as a natural result of the intent to spin the ball. Okay?
Here. Okay.
Head inside.
My palm down. I'm over here. I'm up. Crack.
Turn it over.
And just let it come through.
Yeah, and hold it. Try to control it
Try
here.
to hold it right here.
Right.
So I'm like basically stopping with my hand at my hip.
Yeah, you could even have the right hand in front of the right hip or the belly button.
Okay.
Right? Because by the time you get here, it's long gone, right? And if you watch Federer, he'll finish about here, but he'll hit at 125. So because there's nothing down here you can do to help it, right? Yeah. So one other thought about this, and we've mentioned this other videos here. Check out our playlist on the serve here on the channel. Is that the follow through ideally does not project towards your target. It doesn't go towards your target. And it doesn't swing across your body. A lot of coaches say finish across your body. It only goes across the body at the bottom. So I swing actually away off to the right, and it's only at the bottom section that it would just float back to me because it has to go somewhere.
Right.
But that's not part of the actual downward swing.
Right, not to hit myself in the shin. That's why I would hit myself in the shin back in the day, is because all my energy would be coming forward, and the only place it could go was straight down into the out zone.
Yeah,
so,
and you probably were swinging too hard in the wrong place
so
as well.
Accelerating here, and then the ball, it still has to go somewhere, and so it would be like, okay, you don't like your shins.
Yeah. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you'll take these concepts to the court and they will help you build your serve into a professional quality weapon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And we have a link in the description down below where you can gain access to our library of lessons that will reveal all the common principles you need to learn to achieve your full potential in tennis. And while we're talking about the serve, I also have a course. It's called the Serve Foundation course, which is a worldwide recognized course that players, coaches, pros worldwide have recognized as a leading course to develop your serve. So if you really want to dive in and build your serve into a professional quality weapon, we have a link in the description down below that'll take you to a page on our website where you can learn all about that course. Thanks for coming out today. It was awesome.
We can't do that, can we?
We can't do that. Oh, so let's do this. There we go. So thanks for coming out today. It was terrific.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching today's video, and we'll see you in the next lesson.